Hi, I'm Gail and welcome back to Low Carb Recipe Ideas. Today we're going to make one of my favorite cookies recipes, and it's low carb coconut oatmeal cookies. I remember when I was a child going out to Grandma's house, she used to always make these cookies and I converted it into low carb. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to ground up our almond meal or our almond flour. Now I know I show this every time in my videos, but most people haven't seen my videos, so I want to make sure they realize that they can make their almond meal without having to pay the extra money for their almond meal. So this is 1.5 cups of almonds, and we're going to grind them up. And as usual, you have to be careful. You don't do it too long because you don't want to make it into almond butter. So we'll do it very quickly here. Okay, so we'll just check the consistency of our almonds. Yeah, that looks good. So you just have to be careful. You don't want to do it too much, like I said, because it'll start getting buttery and sticky and it just doesn't work as nice. And we'll just set that aside. And then we will get started with our cookies. We're going to add a cup of soft butter. We're going to add 3/4 cup of xylitol. Now you can use stevia, you can use truvia, you can use any of the sweeteners that you'd like. I would recommend that you do half and half of each because I find stevia has an aftertaste, and if you combine them, the two different sweeteners together, you will get a better product. You won't get that aftertaste. And I just added in 2 eggs, and I've added in 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla, and then we're going to add in 3 tablespoons of almond breeze. Now almond breeze, I use this product all the time because it hardly has any carbs in it. It's like 1 carb per net carb per cup. So it's definitely recommended you use it, and you still get good results with it instead of using milk all the time. So we're going to cream this up, and we'll go from there. So now we're going to add our dry ingredients. So I've got my 1.5 cups of almond meal. Now I'm going to put in my this is 3 tablespoons of coconut flour, and we're just going to kind of blend it in a little bit before we mix it all up. And I have 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and it's all put into the same dish. So I'm just going to kind of blend that up a little bit. There we go. Now we're going to put in 2 cups of oatmeal and 2/3 cup of unsweetened coconut. Okay, now we're going to blend this up. Mix this together. There we go. There we go. Here's our batter for our cookies, and we're going to set stuff up and roll them out and get them ready for the oven. So I have my cookie tray. I put parchment paper on my cookie tray. I'm using a tablespoon, measuring tablespoon, because I would like to have my cookies consistent in the amounts, so when I do my carb calculation or whatever, I know how much I am eating every time. So we will continue doing this, get the tray filled, and one more. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wet my fingers and I'm just going to roll them into a ball. Now, wetting your fingers helps so that the batter doesn't stick to your hands. Okay, so now I'm just going to take a fork with a little bit of water because it'll stick to the fork also, and I'm just going to press them down. And I've got the oven turned on at 400, and we're going to bake them between 8 to 10 minutes. We'll keep an eye on them. Every oven's different. We're going to put them in the middle rack. Okay. So put them in the middle rack. 8 to 10 minutes. We'll check them at temperature 400. Sorry, I did that wrong. Eight minutes. We'll get it right yet. So this is the best part of making these cookies is I get to eat them. So these are my low-carb coconut oatmeal cookies. I'm sure you're going to really enjoy them. Go to my blog, lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com. Check out this recipe and others. We will see you in the next video. Bye now.